And here I am. Hey guys. Goodness, I am in a different setting, as you can see, coming to you live from San Diego at my daughter's home. We are not having a sale today. So my moderators will tell you I wrestled and wrestled and wrestled with what to do about this because I was thinking about doing the sale with stuff that I've bought since I've been here, but then I thought, well, that's not really fair because it hasn't even shown up in a video yet. And I know I've watched other people's videos where like they do the video and the stuff has already gone through one of their sales and there's no opportunity to get it. Like I got really frustrated, so I didn't want to do that to my viewers. So here we are. So we are just going to have a relaxing little talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, kind of a thing today. Jordan is on a work call right now, but she will be joining me as soon as she gets done with that call. So you guys can ask her anything you want to ask her. And I do have one little sneak peek item that I'm going to show you guys that I have purchased along the way. But one of the things that I did want to kind of talk to you guys about is like just downtime. So first of all, raise your hand if you are that entrepreneur who never has an off switch. Like your brain just keeps going, like you sit on the couch at the end of the day, and if you dare to not think about what you have to get done next or what you didn't get done that day or whatever that is, you feel guilty. You feel like you shouldn't just be able to sit there and watch TV or have a glass of wine. Anybody want to raise your hands? Have any of those people in the house? Because it's kind of a thing with entrepreneurs. We're just very, 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 very driven people to always do more, always do more. And not even just entrepreneurs either. I know there's a lot of you out there who are, I was always joking when I grew up that I was a human doing, not a human being, because just sitting and doing nothing feels like wrong. It just feels wrong. So this trip, even though I am filming, I brought my entire computer with me. It was the only way that I could leave home for a week was to bring the entire computer with me because I do still have to edit video and put daily videos up, and trying to get that far ahead on videos just didn't happen. Like I always try and it just didn't happen. So I have my entire computer here and I'm editing video as I go. So you will see, let's say we left on Tuesday. So you will see my stop in Yermo at the Thrift and More thrift store in Yermo, California. That video will be tomorrow. And so you guys who are here with me live are going to get the little advanced warning that if you watch that video and you do see something you want to purchase that I may not have picked up, I'm going back through Yermo on Monday. So you have like a day and a half to get me those comments, send an email, however you want to get a hold of me, give me the timestamp in the video and let me know what that item is that you wanted me to pick up. So I am doing that, and you guys are getting the kind of the heads up on that. So tomorrow you're going to see the beginning of the actual road trip. That's what, like when we left Vegas and we stopped in Yermo and shopped, and then we've only gone to 2 Goodwills so far, 2 Goodwills and the Yermo store so far. We've kind of been just enjoying things, just taking it easy, had a nice dinner out. And I'm just trying to do downtime, which is a very difficult thing for me, but I'm really, 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 really trying. So let me catch up on your comments over here in the live chat. If you're watching this on the replay, 1 p.m. on Mondays and Fridays, I go live. Usually this is my live sale time, but we're not doing that today. And it is Friday the 13th too. Happy Friday the 13th. Yeah. Ooh, this desk is a little wiggly. Sorry, guys. Quirky girl, are you asking me what year I was born? 1966. 1966. Proud of it. Proud of it. Oh, let's see. Hello from Tucson. You know, I lived in Tucson for a little John. Actually, Rachel and Noah were both born in Tucson. They came from Tucson. I've been in Vegas for a little over 10 years. Oh, you're watching the savers that I went with. We're doing that new little like try on thing. Oh, there's another little side I can give you is that I actually bought a bunch of clothing yesterday at Goodwill. So I will be filming the next try on haul along with Jordan. So I'll be trying on some stuff too, because that seemed to go over pretty good. I will be missing my little bougie bird. I am missing my bougie bird a lot. And Rachel keeps sending me pictures from home of my little bougie bird. The tortoises, I'm going to show you something. I'm still trying to catch up on these comments, but quickly so that I don't get so far behind. Am I Team Johnny? That whole thing is just a circus. It's just a circus. I have a saying with relationships, water seeks its own level, and I will just leave it at that. Okay, I want to show you guys because I just got an alert. Let's see who's out. I have cameras in all of the tortoise pens now. So let's see if it was just the wind or if one of the babies is out. Nope, I think it was, yeah, it is just the wind is alerting. But, oh, no. Oh, Rachel's out there. Hello, Rachel. She has headphones on, so she couldn't hear me. But, oh, she did hear me. Oh, now she's hearing voices. So see, I have cameras and I can check on my babies there. So it, I think she heard something and then she looked and then she walked away like, huh? But the kids are doing a fantastic job of watching the animals and taking care of everything. I am streaming this both to Facebook and to YouTube today. So if you're watching on Facebook, thank you. Kimberly says, just wanted to say my husband and I started watching your videos a few weeks ago and really enjoy them. I'm so glad, Kimberly. I really, really try to put out content that is fun to watch. I'm like my worst critic when I am editing my videos, and sometimes it just didn't get the footage that I wanted to get. And I'm just like, would I sit through this? And I agitate about putting those videos up. So always love to hear your comments on them. Do turtles like getting petted? Are they social with their humans? So it's really funny. I got that question on a comment too. Every tortoise has a different personality. They really do have very unique personalities, just like people. Those who weren't really handled much as babies are more afraid of human touch because that's an instinct. I mean, we're a predator, you know, we can pick them up and drag them off. And so their natural inclination is to be afraid of us. But mine have been handled so much that they literally come when they're called. Like I call them my shell dogs because I can call them over and it's usually food driven. You know, I usually have a treat for them. I tend to not pick them up very often because being picked up has got to be a very, very awkward kind of feeling for them. And I will tell you, a turtle or tortoise that is not used to being picked up and is afraid of being picked up, how do I explain this without it being gross? They will release all of the fluids from their body in fear. And that can be very, very detrimental to their health. Because of the way their systems work, the tortoises are built to hold on to fluids for a while. Rachel's just asking me if I had said her name. Oh, she just heard it beep. I got to let her know that I was trying to talk to her. Okay. I don't want her to be scared. So yeah, so you have to be careful because there are things that can actually be harmful if you pick them up and scare them, and just staying low to the ground as you're training them for this. But they're very, very sensitive. Like their shells, their spinal cord actually is right at the top of their shells. So they're very, very sensitive. I don't know necessarily if they enjoy it. I don't do like the scratching and stuff that you see on videos and other things. I do tend to touch them. I will put my hands on them, mostly for the sake of if they need to be medicated or if they have to go to the vet and if they have to have something done, that they're used to the touch. And like you would do with any wild animal, is getting them used to whatever you need to do if a medical procedure is involved. So I don't really like scratch them like a dog or anything, but I do touch them and handle them so that they can tolerate that if it has to happen. I love you guys for moving the turtles out of the road. I love it, love it, love it. Because unfortunately in this world, there are people who will aim for them, and that just breaks my heart. Just breaks my heart. Okay, let me try to. Uh-oh. Is somebody not being nice in our little chat already? Oh, somebody went to an estate sale today and they had a lot of M.A. Hadley stuff. I didn't buy any. Oh my goodness, why not? Why not? Why not? If the price was right, like it all depends on how much they were asking for it. But Hadley is going out of business, guys. So you do want to pick up the Hadley, because now what will happen is it will be more rare out on the secondary market, more than it already has good resale value. So, oh man, I would have had to have gone and negotiated a price for all of it. All of it. Do you damage things when you go shopping on purpose? Let's just call out this kind person who is here trolling. Yes, I absolutely do. I crash stuff around. I make sure it's broken. Come on, please. I don't even know why I get those comments. Um, because I watch a lot of thrifting videos, and I gotta say, I feel like I'm like one of the more gentle of all the thrifters out there. And I don't know. I don't even know where those comments come from, but I guarantee you make another comment like that, and my moderators will go whoosh and whisk you out of the chat room. All right. Why are Glassy babies worth so much? Great question. It's kind of on the order of the Starbucks mug, and anything where a company has built their brand around limited runs of something. So Glassy babies, they'll run a certain amount of color or design, and then they stop production and they'll start a new one. And then collectors who get into that, they want them all. So now they become very valuable. And I think people don't give them up so much. So there's not a whole saturation out on the market. And the fact that they're very, very good quality also, and they're beautiful, just all of those things add up together to more demand than there is supply, because that's what it's all about. You can have demand for something, but if there is a lot of supply, then it doesn't drive prices up. So really, this is where we get these trends, is when something becomes really super popular, but there isn't a lot of it out there. And then that's what increases prices. So those are the things you want to look for. It's what you want to look for. Couldn't I bring Noah on from home? I probably could have, but remember, I am trying to stay in vacation mode, low key, not messing with the technology. I have some people talking right outside the window here, so I apologize if you hear like some male voices getting a little loud in the background. That's what the window closed. I can still very much hear them. When do you make that call to source more? Okay, so Ellen, I'm going to answer your question both from my perspective and from my teacher hat. So I make videos. I have to create 5 shopping videos a week, and then I go live on Mondays and Fridays, so I don't have to create a video for those days. So because I have to create 5 videos, I have to go out and source 5 times a week. Now, from your perspective, if you're not making videos as part of your revenue stream, then what I suggest is that you list what you have with a very small stockpile that is unlisted. I never recommend not having things that are not listed, because and I'll tell you what, 2020 proved this so strongly. When everything shut down, those sellers out there who had, call it a death pile, call it a profit pile, whatever you want to call it, all that unlisted merchandise, they had the ability to keep their businesses going. So I never recommend getting down to like nothing, but I don't recommend you getting to where it is taking over your house. It's overwhelming. You have no motivation to even break into that pile because it's much more fun to go out and get stuff. So watch your motivation for going out and getting more stuff to sell. Be very careful, because you can turn yourself into looking like a hoarder very quickly in this business unless you are very good about your discipline and list what you bought. List what you bought. Okay, let's just say it. And so if I didn't have to go shop for a YouTube channel, I would list. And in fact, when I get home, I'm not going out shopping for at least a week and a half. Like, my goal is to get 8 to 10 videos filmed here, so that now I can take a week to get caught up on all the listing and processing. That's my goal. So it's just really being smart about your business and not overdoing it in any way. All right, I'm going back over here to the chat. Oh, Teresa M., you're a nanny for a lady who has at least 200 Glassy babies. Wow, does she understand what she's got? I mean, like, some people just collect something because it's fun to collect, and they may not know what's happening on the secondary market. So I'm curious, does she know what's happening on the secondary market with those? That's pretty amazing. Do you know anything about federal glass? Does it always have an F in the shield? I don't know if all federal glass is marked. I'm going to say probably not. It's some of these companies that go back decades and decades. In the beginnings, they may not have had the molds with the mark. They may not. I mean, it wasn't like a thing. In fact, back in like the 1800s, marking the glass was like taboo. Companies didn't want you to know who made it. They just wanted you to buy it because it was beautiful. And then this whole thing with marking pieces, I think it's probably something that came up in like the 1920s and 30s. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But then it started to be a thing of branding your items with a mark. And then that evolved into a period where a lot of these glass makers use just labels. And then over time, those labels are washed off or fall off or whatever. So there are things that may not be marked. So that's kind of my long answer for, like, I'm not sure if all federal glass is marked, but I know all glass with the F in the shield is federal glass. So glass is pretty cool to research and find sites that date when certain marks were used. I mean, Fenton is a really good example of that. You know, Fenton in 1970 is when Fenton started actually marking with a logo on their pieces. So pre-1970, Fenton just had a little sticker, and a lot of times that sticker comes off. But you kind of know Fenton because of their very unique designs and style and feel and all of that. So if you've got a Fenton piece that's post 1970, it's going to have the Fenton oval, the Fenton name, and a little number. And those little numbers tell you when that piece was done, what decade it was done in. I want to say there's 0, 1, 2, does it go up to 3? I don't know, it might go up to 3, but it's 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. So there you go. You can find my items on eBay. I put a link actually in every single description, and I get a lot of questions that have to do with information that I include in the description. So do you guys know how to open up and read the description in a YouTube video? Because I know it's not only me, I know a lot of us that do these YouTube channels put a lot of information down there for you guys. The common questions, I put my fan mail address down there. I get asked that a lot. I have my YouTube link down there. I have a couple other like Etsy. Rachel's Etsy store is linked there, but she has like one thing in it. I still got to get that girl going on her Etsy store. But there's lots of information. There's also a link to join my Facebook group where I love to help and guide and answer questions for online sellers. So if you are an online seller and you're not in that group, I encourage you to come on over. I have a buy sell group. It's called Vintage with Style, buy and sell cool stuff. That's also over on Facebook. And that is for all of you guys to buy and sell stuff from one another without fees. Not saying that too loud because I don't want any of the powers that be to pick up on that we're doing this stuff and start finding a way to charge fees. But it's very exclusive. We don't allow cross-posted items in there. It's only items from my viewers and followers. So, and my mods are over there posting those links over in the chat. But those are always down in the description as well. I am not the niche lady on eBay. And I think that's what happens. A lot of people go and look for the niche lady. I am actually utterly good stuff. And that has been my eBay name for a couple of decades now. So I can't change it. I can't change it. It has to do with the fact that I used to raise and show dairy goats, and milking goats was like such a huge part of my life. Twice a day, every 12 hours, 300 days a year. And so udders were very much part of my life. But if you see my branding, it'll be cow spots because I figured most people don't associate udders with goats. So I went with the cow thing in honor of my grandmother, Mimi, who collected cows. So I got the whole family thing worked in there, but it's utterly good stuff. Utterly good stuff. You found a Lalique wheat vase for $5 in the wild. It has a couple of small chips. Will it affect the price? And if so, how much? Damage will affect the value of an item, but high-end items can sustain some of that. While let's just suppose, and I don't know what your piece is worth. I would have to see the piece, research that pattern, everything. But what you can do is look at what a perfect piece goes for and know that you're going to have to knock off at least 20 to 30% for the damage. And sometimes not even that much. So it may be an item if it's fairly rare, if there's not a lot of them out there listed, then listed in auction format at that like 20 to 30% less than what you see an undamaged piece going for. Let it run on auction and see what the market will bear. It may go a little higher. It may not sell. You might have to lower it a little bit, but you don't know until you try. How do you get people to come to a store? You mean come to your eBay store? So it's gotten trickier over the years. It used to be when eBay came out with eBay stores, it was phenomenal. It was, how can I describe it? It was like having your own website with so much control over your branding and the look and the bells and whistles and all the stuff that you could do with your eBay store. And they've tightened that up and tightened that up and tightened that up because people abused it. They were taking people off of eBay, you know, so they had to. I mean, you can't blame them. But an eBay store is still your little website within eBay. And so the best way to utilize that is to create some kind of marketing for your brand. Make sure you have a Facebook business page. Make sure you have an Instagram. I mean, if you really want to be serious about driving traffic to your eBay store, you got to do some of that social media marketing. And that's the whole idea around why I am the niche lady, because I teach if you have a niche, doing that marketing becomes so much easier because people are following you because they like everything you're posting. But if you're all over the place, you know, one day it's like men's shoes, and another day it's electronics, another day it's a piece of glass. Very, very hard to build a following that way. So yeah, just using all the social media that's out there is the way you can drive people to your store. But the other way you can do it is make it so that people want to follow you as a seller. List daily with really, you know, stuff, again, that niche, like this person's going to enjoy everything that I have. They may not be the buyer for it, but it's not going to push them away. You know, if I go and start getting an email, because this is what happens. If you follow a seller store, you're going to get an email every time they load new items into their store. So I have sellers that I get an email every day because they are listing consistently. And while I'm not like the buyer for everything they have, it's pleasant. I like to see what they've listed. If they were to start listing again electronics or shoes or something I had no interest in, that would be, in my view, like a little bit of like a garbage email. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that against anybody who sells that stuff. Let me be clear. It's just that it's not my interest. So that's an email that I don't want to take the time out of my day to look at, and I would unsub or unfollow. So you want to entice people into the stuff you're selling by getting them to follow you, getting them to come over from social media. I see you guys talking about List Perfectly. Yeah, what program do you use to save your descriptions of items? So it's not so much about saving descriptions of items so much, but I do have all of my listings over on List Perfectly to manage my catalog of items. And that way I never, ever, ever have to worry about something that eBay deletes, because I don't know what happens, but anybody ever lost listings? They just disappear, either active or drafts, all of that. They only keep your ended stuff for, used to be 90 days. I'm not even sure it's 90 days anymore. But List Perfectly doesn't get rid of anything. So you can store your entire catalog, sold, unsold, drafts, everything there without worrying about it disappearing. And you cross post from there. So I can list on eBay, I can list on Etsy, Mercari, Facebook, Depop, like where, like they have like 16 different places you can cross post to. So that's, List Perfectly is absolutely fantastic. Yes, I am in San Diego. This is Jordan's little piece of heaven here in San Diego. Oh, speaking of, look who just came into the room. Good timing.
Hello.
They were just talking about you.
Hopefully good things.
Address? What address are you asking for? Because I'm not going to give you the address of where we're at. Let me just address that. So I get a lot of comments about how other YouTubers tell what store they're at, and all. You guys, you got to be careful out there. I used to do that until I started getting some very, very. What are you doing over there, Daisy? Very, very creepy comments, emails, messages, and I became much, much better about not disclosing my routines, not disclosing my locations, because, you know, there are people who would sit there and pick up my patterns, and I have patterns. So I just don't give those anymore. Oh, the scammer? No, the scammer. I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, I miss things over in the chat, guys. I miss things over in the chat. That's why I have the most amazing moderators in the world. Daisy's getting goodies right now. Daisy, you're getting goodies right now?
She is.
Daisy. Hey,
You want to say hi?
Want to come up here and say hi? Come on.
Go say hi.
Come on.
Up.
Come on. You're live. You're live.
What? Up.
Whoa.
Yeah, don't throw them.
You want this? Up. Come on. Come on. People are waiting.
She was taking a nap all the way.
There we go.
All
Come
the way.
on.
Yes.
I'll make room for you. Come on. Come on.
I'm not usually allowed to
Come on.
jump up.
I know. There she is.
Girl.
This is my grand doggy. This is Daisy. Okay, yes, you were good. I'll give it to you now.
It's like, hey, I need that. Good girl.
So, you guys might remember in videos from about, let's see, back in October, I puppy sat out in San Diego, and so Daisy was in several of those videos. How's the modeling going, Jordan?
It's going. I am tired, but it's going. It's a lot to keep up with. You got to track down photographers, track down people that, what are those people called? Designers. That was it. That was the full spiel.
Oh, I thought you were asking a question.
Why am I blurry?
Because it's very, very bright behind us.
Okay.
It's very bright. Very bright. So I'm seeing a conversation starting to happen over in the chat, and I'm going to address it. So are there scams out there? Are there scammers out there? Do they prey on new eBay sellers? Yes, they do. But just educate yourself. If you go to my Facebook group, we have a pinned featured post guide. I don't know what it's called. That tells you all of the common scams that are out there. And if you just educate yourself on what those are, you can avoid being taken advantage of. But I tend to not want to get into the scammer conversation because it just doesn't go anywhere good. And just educate yourself. We don't need to talk about scammers, and we don't want to scare people away from selling online because they're afraid of the scammers out there. You don't have to be afraid. You just know how they approach and ignore and get rid of them, and then boom, all is right with the world, and you just build your business. Follow Jordan on Instagram, and you can see her hot modeling pics. Melissa just said that. Yes, you can. They're all there. How's my eBay store doing? It's doing great. Now I got to say, I will tell you this for a fact. The number one way to get sales up is to list. When I was listing, I got on a really good track of listing every single day, and I was getting sales and offers. Even if I didn't get sales, I got offers, which is good because that's engagement. And then I fell off the wagon and went a couple days without listed for like a couple days in a row, and I didn't list again. And I can tell you, I see a big difference. So it really, really has been a good test that daily listing consistency is where it's at.
Consistency is key. Whatever you're doing.
Angela D says, I always defend models because people have no idea how hard a model has to work and all they sacrifice for their career.
Truly. As a freelance model, not sponsored by an agency, you have to go out and find all of your own gigs. And most of them are exclusively through agencies because it's just easier for them. So it's a lot of hustling, grinding, showing up to, getting ready for all by yourself, finding outfits, working with new photographers, finding new locations to shoot at, keeping up with your Instagram, your portfolio, keeping everything relevant. It's a lot.
Yeah. What do you do for a living, Jordan?
What do I do for a living? I have like 5 jobs. I'm a freelancer for Glassdoor. I'm a project manager. I also am a TikTok creator. So I create UGC content and I manage my own page and my Instagram. I model. What else do I do? I'm not a notary anymore. I was a notary. I still have my license, but I'm not insured, so I don't do it. Is that it? I don't know. There might be more. There could be more.
She's a creative. She's a marketer. Yeah, because it all kind of falls.
It all falls back into marketing.
Yeah. Deborah, I can't really go into like specific things like your question. because I don't have like all of the details. But if you want to come over to the Facebook group, we can try to help you with that. Auto relisting doesn't work as good. I'm not sure what you mean by auto relisting. So eBay has good till canceled. So every 30 days your listing renews. And I know there was a lot of controversy back when they ended the whole, you could just have a 30-day duration. But honestly, I never fell into that. I feel like make a good listing from the start, price it right, and revisit it 6 months down the road. No reason to put any more time into that item when you can be putting the time into listing new items and marketing and that kind of stuff that's going to drive traffic even to those older items. So I love good till canceled. I love it. At least that makes no time for eating. We find time to eat.
Oh, don't you worry.
Oh, we like our food.
Eating is a priority. That is the miss. What's the word? What's the thing? You're like, what's the word?
It's Rachel.
What?
I don't know.
Nomenclature is not the right word.
Here, you come up with
a misconception. I got it. Misconception of models is that they don't eat. You actually have to eat more to maintain a good not athletic, but like a good body, because otherwise you're super scrawny. You have no energy to be moving around on set, running to all these things and sustaining your business. So
someone says, Jordan, look for colleges that have fashion design programs. They hire models for their shows.
I actually have one of my good makeup artist friends works with the San Diego fashion industry and has connected me through that. So I do. That is a very good, there's a makeup school here that also I work with all the time.
Nice. How do you suggest someone just testing the waters to start with a few pieces? eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari? Well, I'm an eBay girl. I feel like eBay has the market. Now, Poshmark, you have to know the demographic of who is shopping on that site and what you are listing. So if you're a clothing seller, if that's like going to be like your main thing, and it's like for the younger generations, Poshmark, like it's huge. If you sell vintage antiques and collectibles, Poshmark, not so good. Mercari, you're going to have people there who want that stuff for yard sale pricing, because that's what Mercari is all about. They don't even like professional sellers. But eBay is still the giant out there for traffic and the ability for your items to be found. And once you're on eBay, once you've figured out eBay, you can do anything. Like, because I will say eBay is a little intense in the listing process now, but you figure that out and you can go anywhere.
I can talk about Poshmark because I did Poshmark for a really long time. I sold clothes on eBay and on Poshmark, and listing is the bane of my existence, so I no longer do it. But I think if you're looking to just test the waters and get into it, just do it. Just try it. Don't invest into, the setup and creating an area for it. Just go through your closet if you're listing on Poshmark. List a few things, take a pictures, go through the motions of what it will be to get an idea of the process of getting something listed to see if you actually enjoy it, if it is something you could actually sustain doing, and then go from there and see how it fits. Because don't force yourself to do something you don't like, because I hated it, but I love clothes.
Yeah. So, well, and the way it was supposed to work out, I ended up buying all her inventory. But then I moved and it got put in storage. So we have to revisit that. But because she's a phenomenal clothing shopper and I'm not. Like I get so bored shopping clothes. Although I forced myself to do it a little bit last night and got some things. But I also hate listing clothes. But you got to find that thing that works for you, that's going to motivate you, because at the end of the day, working for yourself is not as easy as it looks. You have to have some self-discipline, some self-motivation, because we all know It is so much more fun to say, yo, I got to go hit this thrift shop over here. And you can call it working. You can justify it and say, yeah, this is what I do for a living. But if you're not doing the piece that actually generates the revenue, then you're just shopping. So eBay does constantly change things, and so should you. No business should stay right here all the time, or they will find themselves doing this. That is business 101. You have to be able to flex and change and go with the trends and see what's happening out there, especially retail. Retail is very fluid. So if what you were selling 10 years ago and doing really well with is not selling for you now, it's not so much that the site has changed or that people aren't looking at your items. It is that perhaps that item is no longer as popular. You know, we have different generations and demographics that change over time, and you got to go with it. You got to figure out what's going to work for you.
She went in her little bed. You can't see her, but
Oh,
she's in her little bed.
No, Daisy's under the desk and her. She's hiding. So let's see. Wait, what was the good question? Did I answer it or did I miss it? Is it better to have an eBay store or just sell as an individual? What is your goal? What is your long-term goal? What is your short-term goal? Because it isn't just a one size fits all answer. If you just want to be a hobby seller, you just want to sell a few things here and there, then maybe a store doesn't make sense for you. If you want to make this either a part-time or full-time business and make enough revenue for your family that makes it make sense, then invest in the store. Because for me, the store is so much more than any savings on fees or how many items you can, like, that's not what the store is for me. That store is your brand. You get to develop a brand. You get to develop something that people can become aware of and find easily. So if I were to tell you my username is utterly good stuff and I didn't have a store, it's going to be really, really hard for you to find my listings. Trash truck. My trash truck.
Are you making?
It's loud.
Oh,
it's loud right
I have
here.
a noisy. I live downtown.
It's okay.
What do you want?
It's all right. I was just warning him a big loud trash truck was coming by. It's okay. I'm not. It's not personal. She just stink-eyed me live on camera. But the store just makes it easier for you to build something. You get categories. I love the categories. For me, that's everything. I have particularly my special values categories that after 6 months, I can just move listings into those categories, run a markdown. Now when people come to my shop, they see their stuff that like they can always come and find on sale. It's just different little marketing things that the store gives you. And there is a point just in the listing fees, once you get to a certain amount of listings, it's going to make sense to get the store subscription because you get a discounted rate. So there is that too. Jordan, can you see the planes going through the building? San Diego airport is crazy to land at.
I used to live under the flight paths.
Yeah.
So not really anymore.
Yeah, I don't even hear them.
Yeah, we're just outside of it. That was something I wanted to move away from because they're very loud. But now we just get the helicopters going to the hospital next to us. So
yeah, in my older videos, I think I've got some sitting out on her old balcony, and literally the planes are like right there. Like, oh, can see up into your little wheel cavities.
I can see my house if I'm sitting on the right side of the airplane, which was really cool.
Yeah. With a store, is having a miscellaneous category detrimental? I wouldn't say it's detrimental, but what are you putting in a miscellaneous category? If that miscellaneous category holds more things than your niched categories, then that's something to look at, because then that could mean there's an imbalance in what you maybe think your niche is. Oh, that they used to live next to the UCI Medical Center. Yep, the helicopters. Yeah. Really though, I gotta say, it's pretty quiet at night here.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Oh,
and now it's gonna be super. We're going into the weekend. You haven't been here on the weekend yet.
Yeah. It's my first weekend.
Hold on.
But the dog did bark at somebody coming home behind us at midnight, and it was a little freaky because, like, when she gets serious about barking, it's like.
She only barks at like bad guys. She doesn't bark at delivery people. She doesn't bark at, people walking by. It's only people that she like can identify as like kind of bad. I can't explain it.
She's a good dog.
She's
a good dog. Do you ever shop church rummage sales? These are the best place to find treasures. We don't have them in Vegas. We just don't have them. I would love to shop church rummage sales. Absolutely don't have them. Do you have them here?
I don't even know if I've seen one.
Yeah, they're kind of not a thing out here.
They used to be tied to like smaller farmers markets or swap meets, and since those kind of died off, I don't think I've really ever seen one.
Yeah. No, I would definitely shop church rummage sales. Actually, the church I used to go to back in 2019, I actually organized one, and I got them to have one. But yeah, no, don't have it. And those are great. And I'll tell you why. Coming from the point of somebody who organized one, I'll tell you why it's great. I'll tell you why they're so good. Because people love to support their church. And so when the church puts a call out to all of those members to say, hey, we're going to raise money through having a rummage sale, people will pull out some really good stuff to donate for the church to sell. And I watched that. I watched some really amazing stuff get brought in. So that is why church rummage sales are so good. They're not just bringing, junk. When people donate stuff to other things, it's generally stuff you're getting rid of. You don't want it anymore. For online sellers, it's the stuff that didn't sell. You're redonating it. A little bit of a different animal there. Will Rachel appear on camera? When she's ready. I'm sure, she's a teenage girl. She's just doing teenage girl stuff, and I respect that, and I'm not going to force her to be on camera, because my fear is that one day when she does kind of come out of her shell and everything, she'll remember it as a bad experience. Mom forced her, and then not want to do her own thing. So I'm definitely not going to force her.
That's what my dad did.
What? Most of my children love to be in the spotlight.
I did not like my picture taken at all until I was at least 25.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Because you had a bad experience early on, not for me, guys, not for me. But now, look at, she's bloomed into her socialness. You guys just go watch her TikToks. Oh, let's see. Oh, Noah, are you in the chat? Noah's in the chat.
Hi, Noah.
Hi, Noah. I try Fast 67 FB. I really, really do. Okay, bring your questions.
Did you know it's Friday the 13th?
It is.
Go get Dozer since he's a black cat.
Ooh.
Get Dozer.
Go get Dozer. My grand kitty.
Dozer.
Oh, and there comes Daisy to help you. Oh, goodness. All right. What other questions do you guys have? I will tell you what I have on tap for this weekend. Actually, once we're done here, Jordan is taking me over to, there's Dozer. Jordan's taking me over to a vintage clothing shop. I don't know how much filming we'll do in there, but
yeah, buddy.
I'll give it a little, I'll do it like, because I tend to see that my viewers are not really clothing people. While I can put a little bit of clothing in my videos, if I was to just jump ship and do a clothing video, it wouldn't go well. It wouldn't do well. So It's not my thing, but we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna hit another Goodwill
Consignment
tonight.
Classics, the furniture store.
Oh, we're going to the big furniture store
Because
tonight.
the real reason she's here is because I need help setting up my apartment better. Well, house. Yeah, it's not an apartment anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, we are going to go to the place. It's a consignment furniture place, but there's lots of decor and shelves of decor items. I always find really good stuff there. I forgot we're going to go do that. And then tomorrow we're going to the Kobe swap meet. And then we're going to the Spring Valley swap meet on Sunday.
Yes.
Oh my.
Oh, Daisy, leave it. It's not a game.
Leave the kitty cat alone.
It's not fun play.
This is what I want to. You got a buddy for me to play with.
This is my life. This is my entire
life. You seem to pass up a lot of Mikasa pieces. I have some Christmas pieces new in box. All right, I'll tell you why I do that. So Mikasa pieces, as you know, are very heavy, and they are going to cost a lot to ship, which makes their resale value somewhere usually in the $10 to $20 range. And for me to handle a big heavy piece like that, it's got to be worth more than that, because at the end of the day, if I sell something for 20, let's say I paid 5 for it, there's a $15 margin. But if it takes extra time and packing materials, that comes out of my margin. Eats it up, just like that. So I tend to stay away from those. Now I will ship big, heavy pieces. Oh, this is a good time to give a little teaser piece. Would you like to hold that up? So something like this that is worth, $60, $70, $80. Now I've got enough margin built in there to sustain the extra packing and handling time that it'll take. So that's really, and this is Talavera, guys. Flip it. It's Talavera. See, Talavera, Mexico, RB. I haven't looked up who that designer artist is yet. I paid $14.99 for this. So that's plenty of margin for me to do the hassle factor is what I call it. But I'll actually try to sell this locally first. I'll put it at the antique mall and see if I can sell it locally without having to do any shipping, but I'll ship it if I need to. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question? So big, heavy pieces have to be worth a certain amount of money in order for me to deal with them. Because you guys, time is money. Like that extra 5 or 10 minutes something takes is 5 or 10 minutes you could do a new listing or take pictures or do something else that actually generates revenue in your business. Okay, let's see. Does it shatter easier? Does what shatter easier? I'm getting pieces of comments here. Yeah. Are you okay with eBay charges? I see a lot of sellers saying that they are leaving eBay due to their charges. Bye. I mean, you guys got to think about it. I know what it's like to run a brick and mortar commercial building. Number one, you're going to pay about $2 a square foot on average, depending where you are in the country. You're going to pay a huge electric bill, which is more than your household electric bill because it's commercial rates. You are going to pay insurance. You're going to pay for marketing and all the things that go with running a business. That's what eBay provides us for a mere, what is it? Are we up to like 13%? Poshmark's charging 20%. What does Mercari charge? I don't even know.
I don't know. I've never listed
places charge more than eBay. But you got to understand the infrastructure that they're providing for us to run a business. You just have to be smart about your numbers and not sell things that don't have a margin built in that pays that. Like that's built into your margins. That's what this business is all about. Buying smart so that you can pay the expenses of your business and make money. And that's why I'll just address this on my last couple of videos where I was a little shocked at the prices that Savers was charging. I get a lot of backlash like, oh, well, yeah, you're going to go and you're going to mark it up. Like, how dare you say anything about Savers charging the prices that they charge? You have to understand your market. Resellers are purchasing that item that was donated. So they have zero cost of goods, first of all. And now, yes, they have labor. Yes, they have a building. I get that. But their market is either people who are thrifting, people who are looking to buy something not at full eBay retail price, because they could just go online and get it if that were the case, and resellers. Most thrift stores have at least a 25% base demographic of resellers. That is a huge amount of people shopping from their store to resell the goods. Now we get it. We have to clean it. We have to research it. We have to write up the listing. We have to take the pictures, and ultimately we have to ship it. There's a lot of time and materials and fees and all that built in. So we can't buy it for $10 to sell it for $20. That's not the market. So if they price that thing at $5, we're going to buy it all day long. They're going to generate tons of money, which is their goal, because they got zero cost of goods. So they are not out anything in pricing a little lower, because if it sits there and doesn't sell, they haven't made anything. It's just taking up shelf space. So it really comes down to, if you want to be a retail business, open up a boutique, put that stuff in a boutique. You attract the right customer into your boutique to sell the stuff at that price, or price it for the people that are coming into your store and generate more funds for your business. Does that make sense? Everybody understand where I'm at with that? Stores can do whatever they want to do. All I'm saying is, like, I will take my business elsewhere if they continue on this pricing trend, because it doesn't make sense for me to spend my time in a store where they're going to price everything at full eBay price. And that's what they're doing. They're literally looking stuff up in the back room and slapping an eBay price on it.
Well, the problem is too that what they're doing is trying to cut out the middleman of the reseller, but they're not also providing the services of the reseller. It's like if a wholesaler started selling on their own. There's a reason that there is a wholesaler, so that retail operations can pick it up and then do their job of marketing the item to the target demographic. That is the whole point of a reseller, is they have a specific audience that they are driving traffic to.
Yep. I mean, we are not an adversary of the thrift stores. We are benefiting them. Like, we are doing them a service with all of the free marketing. I can't even tell you how many people who aren't even resellers who say, I went into Goodwill today because of your videos. Like, we're bringing them business, and marketing is expensive. Corporations pay millions of dollars a year for marketing, and we're providing marketing to them for nada. So yeah, it's just it's
not to mention keeping their lights on.
Yeah, it's a relationship that the people at the top making policy need to understand. And I feel like there are stores that get it and there are stores that don't. And the stores that get it can't keep stuff on the shelf. Like, they're selling stuff like hotcakes. And I would bet if you looked at their numbers, looked at their P&L sheet, their profit and loss, they're doing better than the stores that are overpricing. And it's simply somebody is not understanding that concept that is setting the rules, so to speak. Look at a store like Dog Junkies. Dog Junkies welcomes resellers. She understands the resellers coming in. She knows she can't price stuff at the top point. Are there special things that come in that she tries to get the better money from a collector? Yes. If the item doesn't sell, she comes down on it. Perfect. But the big corporations are just not getting it.
I have another call.
Oh,
I'll be back.
Jordan has another call. And that's another thing. These thrift stores are then throwing stuff in the trash, or it's going to the bins where it's getting broken. And that's what really bugs me. I mean, especially like Savers is supposed to be all about reuse. Like, what is their little thing? Is like, it's all about recycling, reusing, repurposing. And yet I have watched them. I have a video of them sweeping stuff into a trash can because they priced it too high and it didn't sell. Does the Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul allow, I think you're, I'm not sure what you were saying there yet. You got cut off there in your comments. Yep.
Just kidding. My call's in 30 minutes.
Oh, oh yeah. Goodwill has an online store. They pull a lot of stuff for their online store. Nothing wrong with that. I don't diss them for that. They're very smart of them. Goodwill's mission is not to provide low-cost goods for people. Their mission is to provide job training, and that's what they do. So them expanding into another piece, as you will, e-commerce is huge. So they're training people on e-commerce, and they're selling goods at potentially a higher amount to get the money to put back into their mission. So you can't fault them for that. But you can source off Shop Goodwill. I know a lot of resellers who source off Shop Goodwill. You just got to be careful with the shipping costs. That's where they get you. But yeah, I just don't like stuff to end up at the landfill. And going to the bins usually means it ends up in the landfill if it's a breakable item. Will I ever do a video at Goodwill bins? Eventually. The Goodwill bins in Las Vegas is not filming friendly. Like they don't want us filming there for some reason. So that's why I don't film there. But working on it. I'm working on it. Let's see. You find amazing deals on the Goodwill auctions. That's fantastic. I have bought Breyer horses for Rachel off of the Goodwill because a lot of, okay, here's a little super secret, guys. If you know what something is, like, you know, you're looking for, let me come up with an example, like American Brilliant Glass, like, you know, that's not the search you want. I mean, you can do that search, but if you really want to find the sleepers, just type in cut glass or heavy cut glass or something that they may have called it not knowing it was American Brilliant. They might just call it crystal. So do those other little searches. That falls true for eBay as well. Find those sellers who didn't do their homework and listed something without really knowing what they had. You can turn it and flip it all the time. What do you think about the new views being set back to 0 on eBay every 30 days? Now, I hadn't heard that they were being set back every 30 days. I did hear that they were, number one, taking out the bot views. So now your views are true views, which I think is fantastic. Who wants to know what a bot looked at? I don't want to know what a bot looked at. I want to know what a real person looked at. So I like that. But I hadn't heard the resetting after 30 days. I mean, I would like to know the long-term views. So I have to look into that a little bit more. That would be some tortoise activity going on. But yeah, maybe Christy, is that true that it's resetting every 30 days now? And if so, do we still have access to the whole number and the rolling 30 days, or are they getting rid of the whole number? That's just what I would like to know. I am trying to work on coordinating with a rural squirrel who has a great YouTube channel. That's her name, okay. A rural squirrel. Rural. And she does mainly bin shopping. And so we're trying to figure out how we get together and go to the bins, which I'm super excited to do. She's a fantastic, fantastic person. I didn't get to go. She was here in Vegas. Well, here in Vegas. When I was home in Vegas. When I was in Vegas. She came to Vegas, but I had something else and I couldn't go meet up with her that day. But we're working on it. Yep, that's right. Tiffany and I went there one day, and Tiffany got spanked going in the door because she had her phone out, and they're like, "No." Yes, I will do a challenge with a rural squirrel. I would love to go to Colorado. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I want to go to her home turf in Colorado. We're talking about it. I'm going to bring her on one of my Mondays here pretty soon to talk about the bins. Please explain how you decided if something is vintage. So the e-commerce definition of vintage is over 20 years old. And that has to do with, you can put it in a vintage category and call it vintage, especially on Etsy, if it's over 20 years old. I hear a lot of debate on this, that most dealers, like in-person dealers, don't deem it vintage for 40 years, but for the purpose of reselling, 20 years is the standard. Antique is over 100 years old. So that's a true antique, is over 100 years, vintage over 20. And
So
that's
you're
it.
saying you're closer to vintage, you're closer to antique than you are to vintage.
That was mean.
I'm just clarifying.
Just barely. Karen, I do answer questions from Facebook, but so what you don't see is that the chat is streaming super duper 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 fast, and my program mixes all of the comments together. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask it again. I will watch for it to come up. Let's see. What percentage of the buyer's total should be attributed to shipping? I struggle with myself wondering if the item will ever sell for its value with shipping price suggestions. So that's a tough one. I think so often what happens is we want black and white answers in this business, and we want to just be able to set a piece of paper with a if then, and there really isn't. Because what you have is buyers all over the United States and the world, and the shipping is going to be different for all of them. I can ship this gargantuan piece right here to a zone 8 for probably around $10 to $12. That's I wasn't talking about you, Dozer. But that same piece of pottery is going to maybe cost like $60 or $70 to ship it to Florida. So there are no absolutes in this business. So you have to do what makes sense for you and what you're willing to take. I mean, for me, I'm not going to sell anything less than well, and I shouldn't say that because I do. But my goal is not to sell anything for less than $20. And that's just kind of that's a thing that I've set for me that makes sense, because I pay other people to help in my business. If you're a one person show, maybe it's $10, gives you the margin that you need. So it's really like something that you have to set out and say, what am I willing to take? And I don't recommend doing free shipping until you fully understand shipping costs. Because if you are going to incorporate $20 of shipping into an item, then you have to know that you might only be shipping that item far away. Whereas if you do calculated shipping, there's a greater likelihood of somebody more local buying it, more likelihood that it's going to get there in one piece too. So there's all these like gray areas. I see another. Okay, I'm worried that those guys are going to start saying some bad stuff here.
Okay.
And YouTube will not be happy with me. They're getting a little rowdy. They might be on beer 30 out there. I work for a thrift store that supports an emergency teen shelter. Let me just put this up here. We do research items and then price lower than average sale price. We do not throw things away. We also pay rent, utilities, 6 part-time employees, insurance, 2 part-time pickup delivery men, gas truck repairs, insurance for truck. We clean everything and test all the electronics. We work hard to support the teen shelter. Yeah, I totally get that. You know, independent thrift stores, it's like a whole nother thing. But let me ask you this, Michelle. If you have an item on the floor, how long do you give it before you discount it and bring it down to a reseller level? Number one. And number two, do you take offers? Will you take an offer from a reseller and understand that they are shopping with you too? Uh-oh, my chat just totally jumped and I lost where what? Oh, there we go. It does. It happens. Okay. Do you need lots of storage space or does your inventory sell quickly? Some does, some doesn't. So I have a 3-car garage that, well, 1-car garage of it is my shipping. 2-car garage filled with stuff, and I do have a storage unit. So, but again, as I said in the beginning, I'm shopping different than I recommend you shop. So I can fit 3,000 to 5,000 items on shelves in a 2-car garage because I've done it. Katie and Vicky, if you've ever watched their channel, see what they sell. I just was at their new house recently, and their 2-car garage is set up phenomenally well. And I would guess that they have probably 6,000 to 8,000 items or more out there, and it works very well. So it depends on what you sell and how you organize it. Let's see. Jordan, have you ever been to the bins in San Diego?
I did once, but they are very crowded, and I'm not a big fan of digging through a bunch of things to get to the bottom. I'd rather go to the actual store because we actually have a lot of really good clothing stores in San Diego.
So many stores here. So many.
Goodwill specifically for clothes here, and they're all organized by color and size, and it's very clean and organized, and you probably pay a little bit more than if you would going to the bins, but the time that you're saving is different.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's see. My son bought an unused Dungeon and Dragon game at a garage sale for $1, sold on eBay for $250. Not my niche, but it can be. Tammy, yeah, I absolutely, and I say this often in my videos, I will go outside my niche if it is an item that is really worth it, and that it's an item that I am sure is going to sell for tons of money. Just because of what it is. So yeah, and those I'm never about not going outside my niche for those very, very high profitable items. So I hope
also the game industry, a lot of those games are collectible. I just bought I just spent $250 on a collectible edition game that is coming in the mail next year. So
wow. Let's see. I'm trying to go through these comments. Do I ever buy storage units? So what most people don't know about me is that I kind of got my eBay start with storage units. In fact, I have written a book on how to buy at auctions and storage auctions. It's called Buying at Auctions for Fun and Profit. It's on Amazon, and the back half of the book is about storage lockers. So what happened in the storage locker industry is a couple of things. First, they produced Storage Wars, a reality TV show that's not so real, but it gave everybody this grand idea that storage lockers were just these lucrative, profitable things, which they can be. But everybody started showing up at the storage locker auctions. Then the prices went. Remember what I said about supply demand. You know, you have 5 storage locker units available for bidding on, and then you have 50 people that want that unit. The prices are going to go nuts. So I ended up getting out of that market for a long time. And then what happened was the storage facilities started doing online only, which is not nearly as good. Oh, and in that, what happened was people were renting a storage locker, stuffing it full with a lot of empty boxes, making it look really good, going delinquent, and letting it go to auction. Because what happens is the storage facility is only allowed to recover their back rent and some costs, like late fees and things like that. Anything in excess goes to the unit owner. So people were actually making money committing fraud. I don't know how much that's still happening, if it's been cracked down on, but for me, I want to be able to see that locker in person. I'm looking like at pictures on a website, or it's not, you got to, it's tough because you got to go to really see what's in it. Do you have an opinion on this?
She doesn't like storage lockers.
You don't like storage lockers?
No.
We'd take you. You could go. It's usually outside.
Don't stay outside.
Oh, sorry.
Go get a toy.
But not a squeaky one.
Go get a toy.
So the long answer to that is that I would. No.
Go ahead, let's get a toy.
Let's get a better toy. I would love to do storage lockers because they can be amazingly lucrative, but gotta find the right facility that still does in person, and you gotta have help. Don't try to do a storage locker by yourself. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's not get rich quick, easy. There's a lot to buying a storage locker. Okay, let's see. Do you ever go to the Savers by Zach Baggins Haunted Museum? That neighborhood is scary. Well, that neighborhood is not scary because of the Zach Baggins Haunted Museum. It's just a very rundown part of town. But yeah, I'll go there. I take Carrie with me. Carrie's my bodyguard. Oh, wait till the video comes out. Like, I didn't film like getting to it, but we went to a pretty sketchy part of town Wednesday night.
Some interesting things happened while we were there.
Yeah,
you'll see in the video, and then some that we couldn't even film. So.
Yeah, that'll be out on Sunday.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Am I selling on Cherish? I am. Yes, I'm trying to get my drafts built back up to where I can launch at least 20 items because Cherish has two different levels of fees, 20% if you have over 20 items and 30% if you don't. So you can do drafts. So I have been getting drafts built up in there to the point where I can submit them all and hopefully get at least 20 of them accepted, because they don't accept everything either. It's very curated. But yeah, I love Cherish, you guys. I absolutely love cherish.com because you get much better prices on things and the shipping is so easy. Love it, love it, love it. Storage lockers, aren't you stealing things that aren't yours? Absolutely not. The people that let their lockers go delinquent had every opportunity to pay their bill. And in fact, they can pay that bill up until the last moments before the auctioneer says sold and still get their locker and their contents back. But the storage locker facilities can't rent that space as long as there's stuff in it. So they auction it off so that they can get their space back and make the money that they need for their business. So absolutely not. It's not stealing things from somebody else. Heavens no. Oh, dog just jumped up from a dead sleep when he heard the squeak toy.
Thank you, Frank, all the dogs online right now.
Yeah, Carol says, I worked for a storage facility, online auctions, sometimes good deals still, but you're right, bids start at $10. All 7 of her dogs are looking for the squeaky toy.
Sorry.
That's great. Oh, okay, Christy got me an answer on the views thing here. For a fixed price listing that's been active for more than 30 days, the view count is a rolling 30-day count, which can increase or decrease. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. That's interesting. And I haven't looked in my dashboard lately to see how that's working. Would you mind sharing where you purchased that parrot wall hanging in your bedroom? I got that at an antique mall. I got that at the Charleston Antique Mall. I know, I fell in love with it when I saw that thing. It's just, oh, yeah. Okay, Sunny 420, you can have that opinion, but you're probably not right for my channel if you think that way. Let's see. I asked this question earlier. Seems like bin items get less interest the longer they are listed. What do you think? That's absolutely true. So the way it works is when you first list something fresh, eBay goes, ooh, it's fresh. It's exciting. Nobody's seen this yet. And they really pump it out there to people they think will be interested. If nobody bites, if it doesn't get any engagement in the form of offers or messages to the seller or something that tells eBay that this is an interesting item, as new items are listed that kind of take over that spot, it does tend to get pushed down. Now, what I don't want to see you guys do is go into this, okay, well, let me just end it and sell similar because then that'll boost it again. I hear this being taught out there and it drives me wacky doodle because here's what I'm going to give you the analogy of. Imagine you are Tiffany's and you have this beautiful pen sitting in the case, okay? And you're listing other new things that are bringing people in, and people have looked at the blue pen. Nobody's really wanted it, but if you start taking your focus and going, you know what, we need to take all of these blue pens out of the case every 30 days and then put them back in just the way they were and hope now that changes something, you're going to spend a lot of wasted time where you can take that same amount of time and put a new sparkly something next to that pen. And now somebody notices that pen, buys the pen, and it didn't cost you any more time. Literally, that is what ending and selling similar is. It's simply removing the items off of your virtual shelves and replacing them every 30 days. And it just, could it work? Could you sell some of those things? Perhaps. But if you're also relisting something that had a problem in the first place, is there a problem in the title? Is there a problem in the pictures? Is there a problem in the pricing? Like if you just end and sell similar, that same thing with the same problem, you have just wasted time selling that same thing. So I am not a proponent of that. I'm a proponent of doing this as a retail store would do it. Put the items out, they're priced, they're on the shelf, they're merchandised, okay? That's your categories. That's putting them where they belong. You are constantly refreshing the shelves around them. That means new things are coming in. The end caps are being freshened. End caps are your new things being listed. You're bringing people in to your store. Now they're going to go down the aisles once they're in that store and they're going to go, oh, that's cool. I want that. And they will find that older thing if it's something of interest. And if they don't, then you can do the little promotions. You can put it on sale. You can, and here's what you got to know. This is the cold, hard truth about retail. Not everything is going to sell. Not everything is going to sell. You're never going to have 100% sell through of everything. You're going to have to decide how long you're going to hold on to an item before you decrease the price and ultimately get it off the shelves and get rid of it. Some sellers never get rid of the stuff. So they just keep stocking those shelves, and that some stuff's been listed 4 or 5 years, all of a sudden sells. So you never know what's going to happen. But I believe your focus should be on listing those new items, which freshens your shelves, which brings the people in that have the potential to find those older items. Let's see. Let's see. I keep seeing like responses to other things, and then I'm going to try to find like what was the original comment in that. So those are my moments of silence in trying to piece different things together.
That's what those are here for, to provide the Daisy, you're gonna get smacked.
Oh, see, Katarina's listing while listening. That's very good use of time. Yay, yay, yay.
Anybody have advice on how to make cats and dogs like each other? Because it is.
Dozer's a special kind of cat.
He is a special cat.
He is a prince.
He is.
He does not believe he should have to share his household with any other creature.
That is accurate. That is accurate. Don't do it, Daisy. I see you. I see whatever is going on in that little noodle brain of yours.
Goodness. Do you think thrifting flipping business is oversaturated? I find thrifting for flipping is getting harder because of thrift store prices are higher. So, good question. Like anything, there are cycles. 2020 brought us a big influx of online sellers, and once the thrift stores opened up, they went back into the thrift stores. YouTube kind of created this new like reseller YouTube thing. And so we are in probably like still the upward trend of people getting into this business. People are getting more and more in an independent state of being fed up with corporate America, wanting to work for themselves, do something from home. Reselling is a way to do that. But I will tell you, and I don't say this as an insult to anyone, but this business is not for everyone. This business is not all cream puffs and happiness. Like, this business can be hard. It can be frustrating. It is time consuming. It is a lot of work. So you have to go into it knowing that and not expecting like the easy money that, and there are channels out there that will make you think that this is easy money. It is not easy money. Is it rewarding as all get out? Like, I can't even imagine doing anything else. And that was before I had YouTube. Because I often get told, oh yeah, you're successful because you have a YouTube channel. No, I have a YouTube channel because I was successful in this online selling world, and I wanted to pass my experience and knowledge on to others. Because honest to gosh, guys, if I didn't do YouTube, I would probably be doing $30,000 to $50,000 a month on eBay if that was my sole focus, because I've done it before. But YouTube actually pulls away from me being able to maintain my eBay that way. So that's why I say you can do this. If you want to do this, you don't need a YouTube channel to have a successful online selling world, right? Are you feeling as passionate about this as I am, Daisy?
No, she's reading the peanut butter comments and now she's excited.
Oh, she saw somebody say peanut butter. Oh, she's biting my back.
This is the husky in her.
What are you doing?
Hard husky.
What are you doing?
Oh.
But yeah, so that's what I'm all about, guys. If you want to make this an income that can sustain and help your family, I'm all about it. I am here to support you. I am here to help you. I'm here to share everything that I've ever learned about this business and help you do it. But what I don't do is put up with negativity. So that's why, the people that come over here and just want to like slam things, I don't give that any positive reinforcement, because I'm going to focus on those of you who are ready to make this work, excited about making this work, and know you can do it.
Here's the other thing before I leave and go to my meeting, because I am that, I knew the industry. I knew how she made money on it. I had the guide to do it. I did not want to do it. No, I could not force myself to continue doing something for more than a year. So are there a surplus? Maybe right now, but those people aren't going to be the ones that you're competing with, or even have the substantial platform enough to sustain being a competition for you. And Daisy agrees. I think Daisy might have to go potty.
Yeah. The other thing is you cannot look.
Let's go.
let me rephrase that. We all know we have competition out there. We all compete on things, no matter what it is. But if you are so focused on what your competition's doing that you don't develop your own unique style or way of doing things, you're going to falter in this business. The key to standing out and making a success when other people are struggling is to find what makes you unique. It is to find your niche. It is to find that thing that drives you, makes you want to market, gets you the right kind of marketing out there. You can speak on something you know or something that you love enough to learn about, and then be able to put accurate information out there. So it's really on not worrying about what's happening over here. And I know that's easier said than done. Trust me, I fall prey to that many times. But I've worked on it so hard and have come to the point. Uh-oh, cat chase. That was so sad. All I heard was feet sliding across the floor. Daisy, you're being bad. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, distractions. But you guys with me on that? I am glad you found my channel too, maybe baby. Catnip. Oh yeah, he's got catnip. Yep. You can do it, Karina. I'm not joking. It's like, is it easy to do that? No, you're not going to be able to do that amount by yourself. Here's the other thing. You've got to know when to bring in help, because there's only one of you. So then you have to hand off some of the pieces of this to others. Let them take a piece of the pie so that you can grow the whole operation if you want to grow it to that. But yeah, I know people doing, multiple six figures gross that results in a six-figure income net at the end of the day. Totally doable with this business. That's the thing. It's the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. Can I make a video how to package some items and ship? That's what I worry about, shipping item. Kimberly, I have a whole playlist of me shipping things. I used to do every week. I used to package up all my eBay solds. So there are many, many videos in that playlist. If you haven't gone back and watched those, everything from little figurines to jewelry to pieces of glass to pieces of art. I've done it all over in those videos. I need ideas on how to organize my inventory. So some people love storage containers, and you label them with numbers or letters, and then you stack them on shelves or just stack them on their own. I tend to put things up on shelves. So then I assign it's shelf unit 1, shelf A, or shelf unit. Actually, I think I do shelf unit. I do the shelf units on letters. That's it. And then shelf 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's on A1 or A4 in my little, what do you call it on eBay? What do you call that? Christy, help me. What is that little field where you can put information that doesn't show? I can't even think of the name of it. It'll come to me. Anyway, so you can put that so that when the item sells, it shows what shelf it's on. So that's how I do mine. But it really depends on what you're selling as to how you can do that. What did I just see? My husband was just commenting on documenting what you buy it for, and what you sell it for tax reasons. Yeah, I keep a spreadsheet. And again, because I make videos, this is really easy for me to do. Is I have a virtual assistant, and she watches the recap. She takes the item that I bought, what I paid for it, and its value, and she puts that on a spreadsheet for me. And then from that spreadsheet, I can have my lister list the items because it's now all on there as to what I've already researched the pricing at. So that works for me really well. Please elaborate on what you need to do to sell successfully online without a YouTube channel. So June, what you need to do, like I'm going to simplify it as much as possible, is number one, you got to get started. And I don't know if you have or not, but I know a lot of people haven't because they're waiting for something. So you have to get started. And then as you go, you fine tune what you're selling, kind of watch what are your customers interested, find more of that. If something sells really quick and really fast, find more of that, whatever that was, and build on that. That's how you build your niche. The other thing is have some social media presence for your online business. So this is easier if you have an eBay store because now you have a name, you have branding, you have categories of things that are easy for people to shop. So have an Instagram and a Facebook seller page and post not necessarily items that you have for sale, but let's just suppose, okay, let's go back to my pen. So I sell pens. Let's just say I sell pretty blue pens. So I'm not going to post on those social media sites my link showing my pen for sale. I'm going to post something of interest to somebody who would buy that pen. I'm going to post an article about how to know if you're buying a good pen, an article about, oh, the 10 best pens if you're a secretary. You get where I'm going? I'm not going to post that here, buy this. I'm going to post something that you would be interested in reading. And then you're going to go, oh, they have a store where they sell these pens. And that's what makes them click and come over and want to buy from you, because now there's a little bit of a familiarity. And that's what YouTube does. It's all it does is takes that familiarity piece and makes it very strong. Like so many of you feel like you know me. You're like part of my everyday life because I bring you in and I share things with you. So we have a little bit of a trust factor there, and it's easier to buy from somebody that you trust versus like a complete strange, I just found this on the internet kind of a thing. So really just build up your niche and make sure that you're doing really good listings. Your pictures are probably the most important thing because the picture is what is going to get somebody to actually click on that listing if it comes up in search. So make sure you have a picture for your gallery that makes somebody want to come and click over and look at your listings. That's super important, super important. Let's see. This is fun, guys. Are you guys enjoying this? I actually am really enjoying, like, I'm here with you guys and providing content without having to worry about selling those 40 items today. I'll be losing a little bit of income today, but that's okay because this is fun, and I'm getting to answer a lot of these questions I don't normally get to answer for you guys. What write-offs can you claim? Oh, goodness gracious. You can claim your gas mileage, your car mileage. Let's call it mileage. Keep track of your mileage. If you're going to the thrift store, you're going to the post office, you're going anywhere that you're going sourcing or doing something related to your business, track those miles. That is a write-off, and I believe it's like 56 cents a mile you can write off. You can write off all of your office supplies, your computer ink, any equipment you have to buy for your computer, paper, labels, buy a Rolo, that's a write-off. You can write off a portion of your home if you work out of your home. Whatever the percentage of your home that you use for business, you can write that off. You could write off a portion of your electric. You can write off a portion of your phone if you're using your phone for taking pictures. I highly, 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 highly recommend you get a really good tax person, because a really good tax person is going to know all of those things that you can write off when it comes down to it. Your job is just to keep track of what the numbers are, and then let your tax person go at it. When will you do your whatnot sale? So I have to do my onboarding. I don't know why I put it off. So they have a process. You have to get onboarded, and I have put, I'm scheduled for next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'm doing my onboarding. So whatnot auction coming soon. Question about retail license. Let me go back and see if I can find it. I'm looking. I'm trying. Is it mandatory to have a retail license to have an eBay store? Nope, absolutely not. But what I will tell you is there are benefits to having your retail license, like getting a reseller certificate so that you don't pay sales tax when you buy stuff to sell. If you're buying at for-profit places, that can come in super duper handy. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up on this chat without dead air. Oh, how does live sale factor in the resale market? Do we need to do live sales to be success? No. It's just it's doing live sales is just like selling on a different site. So, for people who sell on multiple sites, if you built a YouTube channel, and what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to be real here, guys. I'm going to be real here. Building a YouTube channel is not easy. You will put in thousands of hours of work before you see results that are meaningful. So I think what happened is there are people who saw the success of some channels who started to do live sales after building their following and were very successful at it. And they're like, oh, I can sell things that way too. And they don't get the same results from live sales. And one of the dangers of that is that it does lower the value of things when the market kind of drives down. So I always recommend, if you want to do YouTube seriously, you need to build your following. Build your following before you go into the live sale thing. And that goes into that same concept I was telling you about written marketing and putting up articles and things that are, of interest to the following you want to attract. The same goes for YouTube. You're going to have to put up content that is of interest to the people that you want to attract. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And so a YouTube video, and my other YouTubers that are still in the chat over here can attest to this, a YouTube video takes minimally 3 to 4 hours of editing and uploading and the film. Like, I'm not even counting the filming. The filming's another. It takes me about 2 hours to get 30 minutes of content. Like, you don't just go and shoot the whole thing. You have to edit and make it something that flows and that people want to watch. And if you do a voiceover, you can automatically add another hour to whatever it is you're doing. So YouTube is not like a get rich quick thing and I can do live sales. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just, I want to be real with you guys because I can see where it does look easy. Oh, all I have to do is just have a camera and show the stuff. And it's not that at all. I didn't do live sales. First of all, I've had my channel for 11 years. 11 years, you guys. And it took 9 before it took off and I did anything with it. So when I say it takes a lot of time and effort to build a channel up to where, I could do nothing more than live sales and make a living. It's not easy. It's not easy. Let's see. Let me catch up here again. It takes you forever for a 3-minute TikTok video. Yeah, it's like the technology end of this is not easy. It's not easy. I can do a video in about 3 hours. I could do a 30-minute video in about 3 hours now, just because I have it down to a science. I have a template. I have a lot of things that are already, in place. It was a little much. You find so much filthy language and music people use. I hope ones like you, Misty, can bring a better rapport to it. What do you think? Oh, are you talking about Whatnot? What are you referring to, Sandra? Yeah, because I know Misty just got accepted onto Whatnot as well. So I don't know. Their demographic tends to be that, like, I don't want to go in there and change their demographic. Like, that wouldn't be good for the site. They're very niched in who they attract. And I think it will be dangerous for them to try and spread to all markets. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, I have been picking up some things that I feel are better suited for Whatnot than for eBay. So that's kind of why I haven't been in a hurry to do it, because it is a different genre of stuff. Let's see. What do you do? Whoop, jumped. What do you do when you buy from a live sale and the reseller charges you two separate prices, one for the item and then a separate charge for the shipping? Well, that's how it should be. Oh, but do you mean separate invoices? I don't know why they would do that. That's extra work. I don't know why they would do that, but I mean, they have to charge for the shipping. Are you saying on two different separate invoices or a separate charge on the same invoice? Because I charge a separate charge on the same invoice. Have you ever thought about using your platform to contractually consign for your followers, maybe for those who are apprehensive to start on their own? Yeah, Tracy, that doesn't really make sense for me because I have so much of my own stuff to sell. But that might make sense for, someone who doesn't maybe have as much stuff, or consignment. Consignment is really, really tricky, like, because nobody's ever really happy with the amount they get after they have to share a large portion with somebody else. I mean, you see it. Everybody's unhappy about having to share like 12% with eBay. Well, I would have to charge 50% to make it worth my while to sell something for somebody else. So for me, it doesn't make sense. Jonathan and Risa Curry, answer one of my questions, please. You may have to scroll up, of course. Did you put question in capitals? I'm trying. I see you saying, come on, Danny. But let me see. I will try. So I see you say, I bought an enormous lot of Francoma from an auction, and it is literally collecting dust, and I've got it priced so well, I just don't get it. So there's no real question there. I think I've addressed some things that maybe you need to go back and look at. The 3 Ps: pictures, price, and do you guys go through that? Like, words just escape my head. It's popularity. Pictures, price, and popularity are my 3 Ps. And I don't know why my brain goes poof on that last one all the time. So is it something that people want to buy? Tell me what kind of Francoma it is. Tell me what kind of Francoma it is. We'll do a little shared screeny kind of a thing here. I will pull up eBay. I will pull up eBay over here, and we'll go look and see which of the issues it might be. How about that? So tell me a title you have to one of yours, and let me see if I can find it. Tell me what it is so I can go find it. Tell me what it is. If you share, who is paying the taxes? Meaning on a consignment. So I pay taxes on my net profit, and the person who got money from me on the consignment also pays taxes on their net profit. Everybody pays taxes on their net profit. Mikey bags of money. Hey, Mikey, where are you streaming from tonight? How do you decide what platform you sell on? So that's interesting because when I started this, eBay was it. Like eBay was it. Like that's the only choice you had. So I'm very, very familiar and comfortable with eBay and what it has to offer. I'm a little skeptical of all the sites that have popped up after the fact. So I tend to only post things when if I can put it on all the sites that I cross to. So I cross post to Poshmark and Etsy are my two other main ones, and Cherish. So I just try to focus on items that I can push over to those places. Do I ever feel guilty buying something for $3 and selling it for 20 something or more? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Why? Why should I feel guilty? Why should anybody feel guilty about buying low, selling high? Again, we are buying that item. We are cleaning it, researching, taking photos, doing the write-up, handling it, storing it, and then shipping it off to somebody. You get paid for that. So there's no guilt there. Absolutely no guilt there. Fremont Street with the freaks tonight. Woot, woot. That's awesome. Mikey Bags of Money streams live on Friday nights if you want to go catch that. So did I miss it? Did I get an answer on what kind of Francoma? Because I've got my eBay pulled up over here. I'm ready to share my screen. Did I get an answer and I missed it? See, I answered your question, addressed you, and then you didn't come back to me. Because I don't see an answer, and I'm scrolling up. All right, yeah, I don't see that I got an answer. Where's Bougie? Bougie's home. I'm in San Diego. Bougie is home in Las Vegas under the very, very good and watchful eye of Rachel. She's taking care of all of the birdies. How do you determine the best site to post your items on? I actually just answered that. I just answered that question. So you're going to have to go back and watch that part of the video. Oh, let me see. Francoma's tough. Yeah, but okay, so I know everybody wants to see me look up Francoma now. Let me share my screen. I always make sure I'm where I need to be before I share a screen. So stand by. We will pull this up. There we go. All right, I'm sharing my screen. I just did a search for Francoma. There are 12,000 plus results for Francoma. This is why I need some more specifics. So I'm still kind of waiting to answer this question. If that person who got on my case for not answering any of their questions didn't come back and give me the information. But here's something we can look at. So you can see 12,000 plus results are active. If I go down to solds, you have 2,700 is all you have for solds. What does that tell you guys before I give you the answer? 12,000, 2,700. What does that tell you guys? Tell me what that tells you. And I'm going to check my math here. Hold on. You guys know? Yeah, it's the popularity factor. It's not a very high sell-through. Now, there are pieces of Francoma that are better than others, and that is why I really was hoping to hear like a specific pattern, a specific piece. Give me a specific, and I can then look into that and see. if it's something. But in this case, it looks like it's just not a super popular item, and you're going to have to wait it out and maybe adjust your pictures, maybe adjust your titles, maybe adjust your pricing. Something in there. You know, Les, it was not eBay that killed the antique market. It's not eBay itself. It is the sellers. It is the sellers who don't understand pricing and where the market will hold. It is this whole I have to undercut you mentality that is out there in e-commerce that drives me absolutely batty. It is that now eBay gives an algorithm to new sellers coming in, giving them suggestions on what to price their item, which is based on this race to the bottom. So an item that used to sell for 20 bucks, but then everybody goes, well, I have to be cheaper than this person. Boom, boom, boom. You see where that goes? That just drives it all down for everybody. So we collectively can change that if the majority of sellers out there will not fall prey to putting their stuff at a lower price. Hold out, keep it up there where it belongs in the market, and wait it out till that cheaper stuff falls off. We can bring prices back up. But unfortunately, it's a tough battle. It's a tough battle. So you have to find things that don't fall prey to the whole BOLO quest. You know, as soon as I hear something's a BOLO, I stop buying it for resale, because if it's out there on some BOLO list and you got the people are going to find it and start nosediving the price down, it's bad for all of us. Oh, depression glass. Yeah, depression glass is actually popular among the younger generations, but they don't want to pay the old depression glass prices. And it's just not so rare anymore. There's a lot of it out there. Now, I don't let a sell-through rate deter me, because the sell-through rate can look really bad on an item that's going to maybe just need that right buyer. You know, so that's not it enough. Saturation is something that does bother me. Like if there are, you know, hundreds of the same item listed, I tend to stay away from those things. If there's a dozen, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I can compete with that. Hummels. Ugh. Yep. So Les, it sounds like you have not updated to the current collectible trends. I talked about this in the beginning. Things change. It's just the way it is. We have people. I mean, I'm looking in my daughter's house right now. She just doesn't have room for that kind of stuff. And in this whole area is like homes like that. Like, you know, the California market is smaller and smaller homes, less space for those kinds of things. So they're much more selective about what goes into their decor. And that's just something that happens. You know, more and more people are moving into apartments from houses. They've had to downsize. So you have to think about those trends and how it affects those things that people used to have room for and used to have that value that just don't anymore. That's supply and demand. A lot of it out there, not enough demand, drives the prices down. Planters Desert Gold. So Desert Gold planters in the Francoma. Well, let's take a look. Oh, let me share my screen again. So I put in Francoma Desert Gold Planter, and I come up with 6 solds out of 57. So again, it is a popularity issue. It truly is. And so what you have here listed at $4.83 on auction. You can see I'm in best match. You can see eBay's putting these up first because they're going to end soon. Then we got $24.99, 17. So I'm kind of wondering which one of these is their listing. I'd love to look at the specific listing to kind of help you on. But look, guys, look what eBay puts up there. Like, of course, they're gonna weigh it on what's ending soonest. But this is not one of the cheaper pieces. But you know what? it looks really good. This is like a really nice picture, and it's a really nice listing. Francoma, pottery, desert gold, planter, all the words. Look what I typed in there. Look at the first 4 words, 5 words on this. Okay. I didn't put pottery. That was the only difference. I want you guys to learn how this works. Like that phrasing of your titles is super important. Francoma pottery, desert gold planter. So they're keying in on the desert gold planters, what I told it I was looking for. And now it's going to drop down to ones that didn't have that phrasing the same way. So I would love, love, love to know which of these listings belongs to the seller that was talking about this. Who, I can't remember who it was now. Who was it? I purchased something for $30 with a better photo than one that is $15 with a bad photo. Exactly. That photo. We are emotional beings. We buy on emotion. So you can always look at what the big corporations are doing, because I will assure you, they are putting thousands of dollars into market research. They're putting thousands of dollars into getting the best product pictures and stuff. Look at what is selling, and we can do that. We can turn on the fly. We have superpowers that big corporate doesn't have, because we can make a decision today and implement it this afternoon. They can't do that. So you can look at what and how they're doing things and implement that into your own listings, into your own marketing, and it's a beautiful thing. The Francoma, the political elephant and donkey mugs. All right, let's take a look. So if I'm looking for Francoma, elephant, donkey. Oh, I can't type. Let's see. 49 results. These are active. Okay. But again, I'm not sure which one is their listing. I would need an exact title to find number 37 3-piece set. Okay, I'm going to go look for that in a second. So we've got 49 listed and 7 results, 7 sold. So you can see what's happening here is there's an abundance of these listed, which is driving the prices down. So you can see the ones that are selling usually for under 20 bucks. They got lucky on this one at 25, I will tell you, maybe because of the color is different. But you can see prices just getting kind of clobbered on these. And it looks like maybe people don't want to buy the pair. They want one or the other to replace one or the other. But yeah, I probably would not pick these up for resale because there's just too many of them and not enough selling. That's a popularity issue. Popularity issue. Oh, look who came back.
Hello. I have to go pick up a puppy.
Oh, that's right. We're puppy sitting tonight.
We are puppy sitting.
All right. Let me see. Desert Gold number 37 3-piece set. Let me see. Is that your full title? Is that the full title, Jonathan and Risa? Because I will tell you right now a possible problem with that title. Number 37 3-piece set. Oops. I'll share my screen again in a second, guys.
Okay. I'll be back with another puppy. Hopefully you're still live.
I might be. Okay, here was my results when I put that in. No exact results. Desert Gold, number 37, 3-piece set. I just put it in exactly as you just told me over in the chat. So if that is not what your I need a title. I need an exact title. See, Desert Gold, number 37. Nothing coming up. So I need an exact title. And if my mods can watch for that and then let me know. Let's see. I have a 25-piece place setting for my kids to have 8 servings for each. Only one wants it. I think I should sell. Question, sell it on eBay or where? In a complete place setting or individual? China sets, really, really tough. Your kids are telling you the trend is our kids don't want these China sets. They don't have room for them. They don't use them. So your better market is for somebody who does still use the China, but only needs to replace certain pieces. And as sad as it is to break up a set, that's probably the best way to sell them. Okay, let's see. Number 37, 3P. I need your exact, like, put the exact title for me. I need, just as it is in your title, I want the whole thing. Type me out exactly what your title is. Put that in the chat because I can't click on it or copy and paste. I'm going to have to type it in, but I really, really, really want to find this. Because I tried putting like that number in there and that doesn't come up either. Which could be why your item is still sitting. Do you have an item number? I can find it by item number. Yeah, so if you can't find it with the exact title, then there's an issue there somewhere. But I want to make sure I'm putting in the exact title before I say there's an issue. It's green to, oh, is it uranium glass? Oh, piece it out. Oh, that'll sell. Piece that uranium glass out. You do not want to ship a whole set of glass uranium dishes. You don't want to do it. Trust me, you don't want to do it. Piece it out. You'll make way more money pieced out. Way more money. Okay, I put in, but is it Francoma? Like, this is what I'm not in. Okay. Did you put Francoma Pottery Desert Gold in the title? Like, this is what I'm trying to find out. Because if you didn't, that's probably the problem. Okay, now my phone's going to chirp because I had a spammy whammy call come in, and it's going to keep letting me know that I had a spammy whammy call until I acknowledge that I had a spammy whammy call. There you go. Exactly. You guys are having a topic about vintage, a discussion about vintage and whether to use the word or not. If somebody searches vintage for the item, then use it. I've backed off from using the word vintage in a lot of things because unless somebody's specifically putting in vintage, that's just a word that's going to muddy things. All right. Oh, did my chat just froze. Like it just stopped. It just stopped. I try to use as many keywords as possible. Sometimes Google will pick it up. I don't recommend that for titles though. You don't want to stuff titles because you actually diminish your chances of being seen in the eBay algorithm is if you're just putting keywords to put keywords. Francoma, number 37, Desert Gold. Is that it? I get frustrated sometimes, you guys, because I really do want to help you, but I have to have the correct information in order to help you. And then I ask you for that information and you don't give it to me, and then I can't help you. Let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, I think I found the listing. I think I found it. Maybe. Is it this one that says Francoma number 37 Desert Gold 3-piece set, planter, salt, and pepper? Now, those of you who follow me regularly, I bet you can tell me what's wrong with this title right here. I'm going to let you guys tell me. What am I going to tell them? First off, needs to change in this title. There's actually several things wrong with this title that will help it get seen better. I'm going to wait and see what you guys say. Now, I'm also not a big fan of using a background remover on vintage and antique items, because what it looks like now is that people can't trust that what they're going to get is what they see, because they know it's been doctored. They know that picture's been doctored. And people will accept that on a commodity item like shoes and clothing and even newer home decor. But on a vintage antique, they really want to know that what you have is what they, that they're clicking on something that's not commercial. Does that make sense what I'm saying, guys? Does it make sense on that? So I would actually use a real picture on this. I'm looking at the other pictures. So your pictures could use some work. I'm not, and again, nothing I say is to offend, it's to help you sell more. Because if I just sugarcoat and tell you everything looks great, and then you keep doing what you're doing, and then you keep getting frustrated because you're not selling anything, then I'm not helping you. So take everything I say as I'm doing this so you can do better listings. So first, on the antique and the collectibles, don't do the pure white background. You can use a white background, and you can actually even adjust a little bit with the controls. Like I'll show you my store and what I mean. I have to stop sharing for a second, because the only way I get to my store is by going to my dashboard with all my personal info and all that good stuff. So here we go. I'm going to pull up my store. It takes several clicks now. Thank you very much, eBay. Okay. There we go. See my pictures? None of these have the background removed. I simply take the pictures with a white sheet, and I don't have anything hanging out. There's no edges. Like it's all in the scope of that white sheet. And then I can just adjust the brightness and the contrast just a little bit to take out any little wrinkles or blemishes. I use a black background for anything that, is white and that doesn't have anything that makes it stand out. But see, it looks clean and good, but it doesn't look commercial. It just looks like I've taken the time to take some really good pictures, right? So see how this picture, just when you use those background things, removers, it just does something. It does something. But yeah, let's see what you guys said about the titles now. So see who's been listening to me. Punctuation. You do not want punctuation. You don't want a number symbol. You don't want the colon. You don't want the commas. You don't want any of that in your titles. It actually stops the bots, from going forward. That those symbols mean something completely different in the language of the computer. So you don't want to have those in there. You want to capitalize the first letter of each word. This again gives you a more professional look to your listing, and I just think it helps overall specify which words are starting first. There's been like this trend to have everything be in small case. It does kind of drive me crazy. It is one of my little pet peeves. But you guys got it. The caps on every word, the commas, the punctuation. Yep. Those are all correct, guys. Those are all correct. Now, it's also the omission of a very important word and the order of the words. And this is what I was talking about. Read your titles out loud. Francoma number 37, Desert Gold, 3-piece set. Planter, salt and pepper. So it's a little choppy, right? Whereas if I were to say Francoma pottery, Desert Gold, 3-piece set. Now, is 3-piece set what people are looking for, or are they looking for a planter and salt and pepper together? So you got to ask yourself that too. Maybe the planter is separate from the salt and pepper because somebody doesn't want all three of those. So you got to watch that too. But you want to put in the best words that have the most likelihood of somebody is actually searching for that when they're going into eBay to search. Okay. I'm a little baffled by that response. Is this not, do I not have the correct listing? Is that what you see? Communication, guys, is everything. I'm really, really trying to help. Okay, so this is your listing. So I'm not sure why you're telling me. Thank you for trying. I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost. But I'm going to just kind of, I love the name of your store, by the way, Live in the Past. I like the play on words there. I think the number one thing I would work on if I were you was to get pictures that are not with the background being taken out. Try to get, like, see this? Take that against a white background so that just the apron pops, and then work on your titles. So if you have things sitting in your store, I will tell you right now, the issue is your pictures and your titles because they're not coming up and nobody can really find your stuff. So I wouldn't even go into the pricing yet until you fix those two things. That's exactly how it's posted, but it's, I don't know that you've actually heard anything that I've said. And this always makes me sad. That's what the big sigh is, guys. It's that I want to help so bad. And I see such potential here and I see great things, but I feel like sometimes people aren't willing to hear what I'm saying. Yeah. You're using talk to text while driving in between patients, and maybe, like, and that's okay. I mean, God bless you for being a nurse, because we need nurses. And then taking on reselling on top of it can be very, very difficult because nursing hours are long and hard. But I don't want to see you using those precious minutes that you have to list with putting up listings that aren't going to sell. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you need to get some help, to help, once you get the items up, maybe you can get a virtual assistant that doctors them up and edits and does the edits that you need. Is it time for me to end this live? All right, you guys have been here with me long enough, and this has been something that's happening. It happens in waves on my channel. I get a lot of comments on people that kind of break my heart. Thank God I have so many of you with the uplifting and the supportive comments and the good things, but I'm still human, and the comments that are not said in the best light, or are critical, or are telling me how I should run my business and how I should do my channel and what I should leave in and what I should leave out and all, it starts getting to me after a while. And I'm not really sure how to handle it. I mean, it's just something that I have to, have a thick skin and deal with. But, but even over there, somebody's saying, like, move on, stop, and maybe you don't mean it that way, but I have to keep telling myself, like, I can't make everybody happy. I'm not a taco. So I hope that the advice that I give for this one particular reseller can be taken by many of you. I mean, there's almost 500 people watching, that, there's something in there that you can take and grow your business, because that's what I do it for. I don't do it for my ego. And I guess that's the problem, is like when my feelings take a hit, it's like, gosh, I'm not doing this to be better than you. I'm not doing this to be, anything other than helping people grow their business. That's it. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Dee Dee. That makes me feel better. Yay. Thank you, guys. All right. Goodness. You guys are awesome. You guys are I mean, and I know I'm going into something where I open myself up and and I'm vulnerable to some of those comments that come across. And I was showing Jordan some of the comments that never make it to prime time because they get held back because of certain words. And even she was shaking her head like, what? But it also, I think a part of it too is like, I know there's so much unhappiness and frustration, and a lot of people feel like they can't get any further than they are. That everybody feels like they're doing the best that they can, and that's just the way life is. And I come from that place to where I now know that actually that's not the case. Like, you're never stuck. You're never stuck in a place that isn't full of joy. Like, truly, like, we leave ourselves there because it does take work and effort to get out of that. We have to retrain our brains. We have to do things we're not comfortable with. But if you do, I am living proof that no matter what age you are, you can find a next level to your life that is just amazing. And I want to bring everybody with me. I want to pull everybody who is in a place it's not there. I want to bring you there because man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying because I do know at the end of the day, the people that I'm helping are way, 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 way outnumbered by the people who can't be helped, if that makes sense. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, everybody. Okay, let's get out of that little slump there. Ooh. I told Jordan that I was going to try to stay on here long enough to see this puppy she's bringing. I don't even know what this puppy is she's bringing back. All I know is that we're puppy sitting another puppy tonight. This should be fun since the puppies sleep with me since she has Dozer in her bed. So Daisy's loving it. Daisy's like got me to sleep with for a week, and she's like, "Oh, this is cool. Sleeping with the human." It's beautiful here today. I think it's 77, which is still a little chilly for me. I did not bring warm enough clothes, so I'm definitely going to buy some warmer clothes out today. All right. What other questions do you guys have? Let's pump this back up. This is my Ask Me Anything day. This is just chitter chatter, see where it goes. Well, so Patricia, the fact that they were driving, I kept getting reprimanded for not answering their question. So that was the problem, is like, I specifically went back to go find their question and couldn't get an answer. So basically that's somebody saying it's my fault that they couldn't get their answer. And that's, I think, what frustrates me, because I was trying very, very hard. And then it's like, oh, well, thanks anyway. It's kind of the tone that I got from that. So that was the problem there. Do I have a set schedule for sourcing? Not really. Not really. I know. So for me, I have to plan a little bit ahead because I have to film, and I don't want to film the same place like right in a row. So I kind of have my list, and I go, I haven't been here for a while. I haven't been here for a while, so that I can keep it, different and entertaining. But other than that, I go when I can go. It's 88 there in Canada right now. Oh my goodness. No, 77 here in San Diego. It's kind of why I would have trouble living here, because it's cold. Yes, that's cold for me. It's cold for me. and I meet? That's a great question. So in 2017, I closed my consignment store due to my divorce, and I got asked to come in and consult for a nonprofit that had an eBay presence. So I came in to consult for them and help them manage their eBay. And during that time, they had a thrift store. The store manager quit or got fired, or I don't even remember what but so there was like this need for somebody to manage the thrift store. So I got asked, can you come and manage the thrift store for, a couple days a week? I'm like, okay. I didn't really want to, but I was like, okay. So that kind of like turned into, now I'm managing the thrift store and the eBay department. I was able to have them merge the eBay department into the thrift store because it was in two separate buildings. And so did that. I'm managing both, and I'm needing to hire help. And so I actually hired Carrie to come work at the thrift store back when I was the manager there. And then she didn't stay very long, because I will tell you, the owner of the place was a very toxic person. And the whole vibe around that place was just very bad juju. I ended up leaving shortly after that because it was not good. And a couple years later, last year to be specific, I went into the Charleston Antique Mall, and there's Carrie, and she recognized me and I recognized her, and we got to chatting about, what had transpired. And I jokingly said, well, I'm hiring. She goes, really? And I was like, yeah. And so she came to work for me. Like, the rest is history. There's my Carrie story. So she's been with me for a year now. She is like my sister. She works for me, but Carrie is more than an employee. Carrie is truly my sister. Like, we just mesh so well. We mesh so well. And Tiffany, I met, Thrifting Vegas. So Tiffany and I met. She had started her channel, what was it, about a year ago in January? Tiffany's started her channel. And but she knew of me because my channel was already established, and we were, in the same city. So she came to a yard sale I was holding, and we met that way. And we just kind of hit it off and forged a friendship, and so then here we are. Yeah. I have a friend that inherited 4,000 sets of salt and pepper shakers. Whoa, how can we get a value for these? Kimmy, you got to look up each one. There is no set salt and pepper value. It is based on what the salt and pepper is. I just picked up, I think, about 10 salt and pepper sets that will be in the video tomorrow. You'll see them in the video tomorrow. And I have the capability of picking up more. If you guys see something in the video that I didn't get, you just got to let me know tomorrow in that video, in the comments section, or email me. Let me know if there's, oh my goodness, don't hit my car, please. Okay, I'm not watching, but I'm watching because I want to know if I have a big dent in my car, who hit it. There's a big truck like backing out, like right. Okay. He's going away now. Oh, that was scary. But yep, you got to look them up as you list them. Got to look them up as you list them. Last February, March. Okay, there's said it. Yes, despite the fact that we haven't gotten to go shopping together very much, Tiffany and I are actually very good friends. All is good there. I get people with the conspiracy theories going, oh, they must not like each other anymore. All good. We just both have extremely busy lives, and finding those places where, we can both be at the same store at the same time, or We got to plan them out. We're due for one, Tiffany. We're due for one. Question, is it possible to show signatures or marks not in the center of the picture screen? Because when I pause the video to read properly, the pausing signs cover what I want to read. So see, that's very like, I hear what you're asking, but when I'm filming, I don't know what that finished product is going to look like. So that's a tough one, because for the sake of filming, I don't really want to have something off center of camera for those who are watching. That's a tough one. I'll think about that. Maybe I can, as I'm taking it off screen, instead of just dropping it out of the picture, move it off a little bit or something. I'll think about that. What social platforms can Jordan be found on? She is on mainly TikTok. She's a TikTok star. That's her thing now. 3 to 4 TikToks a day. I will warn you. She's got some different viewpoints on things than I do. But she's very entertaining with her TikToks. She is J_Wheezy. I believe it's the same for Instagram with that too. Melissa's probably going to put the links over there. But those are her 2 main things, Instagram and TikTok. Now that you have people work for you, what do you focus more on than you did before? Editing and filming. I mean, editing, as I said, 3 to 4 hours minimum per video. And I put out a video every day but Friday and Monday. But on those days, I mean, like Fridays, I'm usually doing a live sale. So I have to prepare the catalog. I have to clean things up. I have to do all that. Mondays is like my day off. Like that, Monday's my 1 hour going live is my day off. I keep YouTube content happy, but really I don't have to do any pre-planning. It's my day to try to get ahead on editing and all of that too. But I know, I cannot believe I'm missing the Silverton Garage and Antique tomorrow. I cannot believe it. Film it really, really, really good for me, because I am going to miss it. I can't believe it. I can't believe the weekends just did that to me. Very upset about that. But yeah, so that 3 to 4 hours that I used to work on my eBay business is now what I have other people. I've brought in, people to do the eBay listing and shipping. Like the shipping's like really, really busy. And then Carrie's main job is answering your emails, like all of the emails that come in, so that I can keep that customer support going, and people reach out, they want to buy stuff through my videos. So she manages that. Like that's a whole piece that I didn't have before doing YouTube that she does. So Noah does the base editing. So like I do another 3 hours after Noah does his part. So he puts the whole thing together. He splices it. He gets the intros and the outros and the fades and he goes through and makes sure if there's anything that needs to be blurred. But then I have to go back through and research. Like that's my main thing, is I research every item. Like I get so many comments about like my unrealistic valuations at the end, but I literally go and I research solds, not what it's listed for, solds, every item, to give that comp at the end of the video. So I spend a lot of time doing that in my portion of the editing. Does the San Diego Arena still do its Sunday swap? Yeah, that's the Kobe swap meet that I'm going to tomorrow. Going there tomorrow, going to Spring Valley on Sunday. So going to 2 swap meets this weekend. And boy, do I have to be picky, because I only have 1 little baby car. I am headed back home on Monday. So that's why my Yermo video comes out tomorrow. There's time for you guys to watch it. If there's anything that I didn't buy that you want me to go back and get, that's your chance. because I'll be going back through on Monday and I can stop and pick stuff up. Oh, your hubby's going to that sale with you. That's all. Is Bear going too? Is the infamous, okay, put Bear's channel. You can put a link to Bear's channel in the comments there, Tiffany. Her dog has a YouTube channel. Not even my dogs or my bird or anybody has a YouTube channel yet. Notice I said yet. I wonder if the what things sold for videos are helping people raise their prices instead of being part of the race for the bottom. Help eventually, I hope. I would hope so. I would hope so. Now, I do share my actual eBay solds in my Mondays now. So if you come to my Monday live shows, the first thing I do is go through what sold the previous week. I show the actual screenshot and the sold price for you guys. But a lot of my stuff sells in my live sales, which are, they're recorded. They're on there too if you want to see what things are selling for as well. At what point do you need liability insurance when you don't sell food on eBay? So it's a lot of talk about that right now. For antiques collectibles, I'm pretty sure I'm hesitant to say something that I'm not sure is absolutely true. But I think your homeowners or renters insurance would cover you, say, if somebody got an item that you shipped to them and they cut themselves and tried to sue you. I don't know for sure. I'm thinking that's probably the case. But as far as like a product that, I don't know, like a baby car seat or something, there's still, it's very muddy waters. And so I don't know. I don't have an answer for you on that. It's like, what do you have that like somebody could take from you is kind of my answer on getting insured. Like, I mean, if you own your home and you have a nice car or something and somebody could sue you and attach and get all that stuff, well, then maybe liability insurance isn't a bad idea. If you rent and, got a beater car stuff, it's like, well, it's a risk. What's the risk that somebody's actually going to come after you? That's kind of what you have to look at. Hey, a rural squirrel. Were your ears burning? We were talking about you earlier. I want to come to Colorado. Super duper want to come to Colorado. Used is the key word. I know, and I think it's still being battled out, like in the courts and stuff, as to how that all works. Yep. Yeah, an insurance company will always say yes. That's true, because they're selling you something. Yep. Yeah, I put a lot of my animals on TikTok. Then they end up on Instagram. He's 6 months old now. How time flies. Yeah, Tiffany just posted Bear's channel. So if you want to go watch a cute bear with the voice, he has a voice that is Tiffany's husband makes the voice of Bear. I have to say, Tiffany, this a little worried me on the hiking trips on rattlesnake season. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous for Bear. A little hard to sue from a used item you had shipped. Yeah, hard but not impossible. And we all know there's people out there that will try. They will try. I see liability insurance in businesses more as if you have people walking onto your property. Like, I have it because I have employees that are on my property dealing with my business. So it's different. I have workman's comp, too. It's crazy. All these costs of business. Ah, okay. Yeah. Carry a stick. Make sounds. I'm sure they make sounds. But I think I might have seen Jordan just pull back up. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Am I going to video the swap meet? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. The swap meet usually ends up being about 2 videos worth because it is a huge swap meet and the variety is just phenomenal. So I'm super excited about that. I have my GoPro too. So I might make Jordan wear the GoPro. I might. What do you guys think? Should I make Jordan wear the GoPro and I do my regular filming? So you get both views. I might do that. Let's see here. Where do I sell my plush items? So I have a second eBay store, and the reason I don't give a link, I don't promote it, is so that I can have an organic store that isn't tied to me on YouTube or anything, so that I have things happening in that store as they affect the average eBay seller out there. So that's why I don't share, but it is a plush store. All plush all the time. Get both views. Okay. Yep. You guys know that if you ever see me pick something up in a video and you want to buy it, all you have to do is send me an email. Like, you don't have to wait for me to list it. Unfortunately, I had somebody do that. I know they watch my videos and they waited for me to list this item and then made an offer much lower than what I listed it for, but I can't do that once I've listed it, because at the point that I've listed it, I have costs into the listing process. So I have to get pretty close to what I have it listed for. I see a puppy coming. And street cleaners. God, can you guys hear that? You hear the street cleaners? Let's see. Oh, this is not a small puppy. This is not a cute little roofy puppy. This is hi. Oh my goodness. There's some like puppy happiness going on right now. Okay. I'll let you lift the puppy up and show everybody what this puppy looks like.
Come here, Palmer.
Palmer?
This is Daisy's boyfriend. They're about the same age.
Palmer.
You want a treat?
Oh, you are super cute. Oh my goodness.
Want to say hi?
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, there we go.
Good
Guys.
puppies.
Daisy, you're in the way. Daisy, you're taking center stage. Oh, Daisy is so happy. Can you guys see the tails wagging?
Palmer, come here, Palmer. Palmer, come here. Come say hi. Come up here. Daisy, calm down. You will.
I thought Daisy's joking. Oh my goodness.
You choked on your.
It's real life here, people. It's real life.
I forgot your lives are a lot more organized than mine. Palmer, come here. Come say hi. Up. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Oh, there you can see the poofy. It's a poofy. He's poodle and
Part
something?
poodle and I think probably a retriever.
Wow, super cute. It's one of those doodle things.
Yeah, he's a golden doodle, but he's black.
A black golden doodle. Okay.
Black golden
He's got a lot of poodle in there. There's a lot of
poodle.
poodle. Anyway. All right, guys. I think we are about ready to end this. I think we covered a lot of stuff. That was pretty fun. So we are going to get the doggy settled, and then guess what we're going to go do?
Get shop done.
We're going to get shop done. Hey, speaking of, I have an announcement. Guess what is coming soon? I have merch.
Oh, I am excited about that actually.
It has been designed. It is now just in the creation stage. So I'm looking at probably the beginning of June. We will have the very first Niche Lady merch. So you guys can also get shop done. It's fun. I'm not going to show it to you yet, but it's super good. I'm so happy. I actually hired Misty, Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter's daughter, who does that for a living. And so she made the merch for me. So coming soon. All right. Thank you guys. I will have, I don't know, right? I'm probably going to start with t-shirts, and we're going to do hats and probably reusable bags and all kinds of fun stuff. And no squeaky toys, though. Toys? No squeaky toys. Oh my goodness.
It's chaos in here right now.
And that's all breakables right there. So
we should move all of that.
Yes. Yeah. We have to do a little reorganizing in here to leave puppies home alone. All right, guys. With that, I will be back live on Monday. I will be on the road when I come to you live on Monday. Who knows? Who knows from where I will be stopping and doing this live. But we'll be talking again on Monday. So until then, you guys go be profitable and
make it dogs.
Make it fun. We'll see you on the next one, everybody. Let's see. I don't have Rachel here to push all my buttons, but we'll make it work. Here we go.